Hey guys, welcome back to the second part of my movie reviews for the year 2011. Continuing on with the movies that I watched in January, and on the 7th I watched two movies, and the first one was Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I actually got to see this in the theatres when it was released in 2005, and I really enjoyed this movie because it's just a lot of fun, and I thought it was a great sci-fi flick, and because I believe this movie was actually made entirely in CGI. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I read somewhere that it was shot entirely like on green screen, and but I just really loved the feel of this movie. Like yeah, it's really hard to describe it, but I love the atmosphere, and like it feels like where because it's set in the 1930s, so it feels like that's like when you're watching it, you know it's set in that time frame. It's kind of, yeah, I don't really know how to describe it, but yeah, I just love the atmosphere to this movie. And I love the cast as well. Like, I think they work really well together, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Yeah, that's basically all to really say about this movie. Yeah, it's just, I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I actually think it was a pretty good movie. So yeah, that's yeah, it's just don't know too much what else I can say really. Just that yeah, it's just Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow is a really good flick, and yeah, it's a lot of fun, and yeah, so that's that one. And then the other movie that I watched on the 7th was FrostNixon. The main reason that I actually wanted to see this movie was because it was one of the movies that was nominated for Best Picture at the 2009 Academy Awards. Because I'm trying to get all the movies that were nominated for Best Picture for that particular, for each year. And I thought this was a really good movie. I haven't actually seen the real interview done between like the actual interview and like between David Frost and Richard Nixon, but this was, I think it's a special feature. Yeah, it's a special feature actually on this DVD. So at some stage I'd like to actually watch the interview, like the real interview. But I thought this was a really well done movie. Like, it has, the acting's brilliant in this. Frank Langella particularly does a really good job in his role as Richard Nixon, and even the guy who played David Frost, Michael Sheen, who I've seen as because he was in The Queen, because he played Tony Blair, and yeah, I just thought this was a really well done movie, and yeah, like I don't really know like a lot of detail about the Watergate scandal. Just I mean, I know about, like, obviously know about it, but yeah, it's not a subject that I'm overly familiar with. Just that obviously it was a big scandal, and I think it was he's the only sitting president to Nixon was the only sitting president to resign from office. I believe was the consequence of the scandal. But and obviously with this interview, like, it was the first time he actually apologized for what he'd done, and that he admitted that he'd done something wrong. Yeah, it's just a really good movie, because I think I was reading that, like with most historic, like, movies that are based on true events, there's some creative license in it, because I read there's a few things that were changed and that, but yeah, it's just but overall, really good film, because I especially find the last probably 30 minutes right at towards the end of the interview, it's actually really hard to watch when they get to the stage where it's the question, they get to that moment and he realizes that there's no way out for him, because I think it's apparently in that actual segment of the interview, it's actually hard to watch as well, because it gets to that stage where he knows there's no way out for him to it's just kind of because I know, because in this one, because David Frost is he's I guess you'd say a soft news TV personality type thing, no one really took him seriously, and everyone thought he was mad when he took on this interview with Richard Nixon, and obviously Richard Nixon didn't think much of him either, because he thought that it was a great way to get back into politics after what had happened. And and for a long time, that's what, when you actually think he's going to do it, because he's able to fire back at the questions that's asked, and then in the last day is the because it gets to the last day, and it's kind of the Frost knows he has to nail it with this set of questions, and it's just a great movie, and brilliant acting, and I really enjoyed it. So that's FrostNixon. And then the last movie that I'm going to review is the first movie that I saw on the 8th, because I watched quite a few movies on the 8th, and I'm just going to show you that one. And the first movie I saw was Wanted. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I just thought it was a great shoot 'em up style flick. It wasn't too the plot. There wasn't much of a plot. It was basically more of the special effects and the visuals, and but it was a fun way to spend. I think 2 hours is it's close to 2 hours. I think this movie is. It's just a fun, mindless action movie. And it's basically all I can really say with this, because it's just So I actually wouldn't have minded seeing this in the theaters, because I never got around. I think this came out in 2008, if I believe. I think it was in 2008, but a lot of movies came out that year, so it was kind of hard to choose which movies to go to. But I really enjoyed this film, and just thought it was just a fun way to spend 2 hours, and that's basically all I can really say about this one. Just it's just that's basically it's just the visual effects and the action. That's basically all this, because that's what the main focus I think the main focus of this movie is. Not so because there's not much of, as I mentioned, not much of a plot, but it's still an entertaining movie to watch. So that's Wanted. So for this segment, I reviewed Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, FrostNixon, and Wanted. So until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.